What's up, guys? Spencer Grove here with Elusive. So what we're gonna be doing is we're gonna be hunting over in the western part of Colorado in the Meeker area. The main goal of this hunt is to get my dad his bull elk. He's been hunting for 30 years and still hasn't shot a bull elk. So that's the main goal. And obviously my main goal is to shoot a mature buck. Well, we made it to Elk Deer Camp 2021. Got Doug Grove here, the elk slayer. One and only Jerry Grove. Only one that's killed any elk in the last 10 years. So
big ones at that.
So far we've seen turkeys, and there's a herd of about 30 deer that came down into this field. So hopefully, out of all these deer, I looked at all these, none of them are bucks, but hopefully one pops out here at some point. So right now we're gonna walk up to the pond and just see what kind of, oh shoot, there's the turkeys. Look at all these turkeys.
Probably 30 of them. They're coming right across the yard.
Morning, Elusive fans. It's day 2, Meeker Elk Camp. It's 2 below 0 right now.
Day 3.
For day 3, we got about anywhere from a foot to 2 foot of snow, but it's drifted. It's going to be a challenge getting up the mountain where we got to hunt, but we're headed out. We had to wait till it got light enough just so we can try to get over the top of the pass. Otherwise we could have been in trouble because it gets steep. We got chains on the machine. We got another crew coming behind us in their mule. The elk were pretty much hunkered down all day yesterday. The deer didn't even come out. It was blowing about 30 miles an hour and snowing. So we're hoping this morning, as this snow kind of cuts up, these animals will start moving. It'll be a lot easier to see now with the little contrast in the backdrop because we've got some good snow cover. So we should be able to find some animals here relatively soon this morning. We'll let you know.
The next day after the snowstorm, we went up to where we see a lot of the elk and hunted for elk, because obviously the priority was to get my dad his bull. There's so many deer around, I figured at some point I'll see something. And we decided to come back to the cabin to warm up, and as we were coming down off the mountain in front of the cabin, we see a group of deer. So it's a mad dash to get out of the four-wheeler, get your gun out of the scabbard and get on these deer because they see us. So I proned out on the ground to get in a good shooting position, and so I was having a hard time finding him in my scope, and he's like, all right, he's at 320. Are you gonna shoot this thing? And I finally get on my scope, see it's a nice big mature mule deer buck. Put my dot right on him, took one last breath and squeezed one off. That was it, one shot, one kill.
We got a nice big 5x5 mule deer. He was about 280 across the hayfield here. Spencer was able to get a shot on him. He's just up in the junipers. See a 4x. Boy, he's a nice,
Got him.
Nice buck. Private land buck tag filled.
my buddy had also shot a doe pretty close to that buck, so we had 2 deer down, and everybody was there, so we had a lot of help. Got them gutted and cleaned out right there, and then we loaded them up in the 4-wheeler, took them back to camp where we've got a bunch of hanging equipment so we can hang them up, start getting them skinned, because that's the biggest thing, because that meat's still warm, so you got to get that skin off it. All right, Tone, successful. We got 2 deer skinned and hung. I got a bloody finger and cut myself. So now we just gotta kill some elk to go with it. Tag the deer. So it's still fucking 5 below 0 out here.
It's got some nice main beam size.
Here we go. Here's the tag.
No, am I free to leave?
Yes.
Okay, goodbye then.
It's about 7 o'clock in the morning. Those deer you just saw are about 500 yards away. We got up here in the dark, so I guess getting up here in the dark pays off. So we're waiting for the elk to move up this draw. We saw them. They were probably 3 miles away last night, and they're moving towards our direction, so we've seen elk move through here before. So we're hoping that they move through here again. It's our lucky day. It's probably gonna warm up to a balmy 30 degrees. There's one disappointing moment that I can remember. We had been sitting every morning at this one spot where the elk moved through in between a couple ridges. Over the years, we've seen a lot of bulls move through there. We just didn't have tags. So we'd probably been sitting in that spot for 4 hours till lunch one morning and decided to go back to camp for lunch, which ended up being a mistake, because when we came back, there were 2 sets of bull elk tracks in our tracks. So they came through right after we ate lunch, and my dad was pretty upset about it. And you can imagine, after 30 years of hunting elk and not getting one, to be off by an hour. So he's like, we're not doing anything the rest of the trip. We're sitting in this spot. And I'm like, okay. So that was one of the more disappointing moments, because I wanted him to get one as bad, or if not more, than he did. So I ended up staying up till almost midnight that night with my buddies, because they were leaving the next day. I regretted staying up so late, because the next day, 5 o'clock in the morning came pretty quick. And I knew I had to get up the mountain because I had to get him his elk. So we got up there probably an hour before sunup, got set. So I was sitting in my chair and I actually fell asleep. And then probably around 7:30, the sun's up, I woke up and I had my camera out, and we were just watching these deer. I'm filming the deer and I'm looking at my camera, and over the ridge, I see 4 bull elk come over the ridge. And I'm like, oh, and my dad didn't see them, so I'm like, hey, they're coming. Oh shit, elk are coming. And then again, it's just a mad dash, and I was pretty nervous for him, so I'm shaking. Like, I don't get nervous very often, but I was shaking, and I'm trying to range him. I'm trying to film it. Well, he's nervous. He sets the barrel of his gun right here on the chair, and I'm like, oh, hold on, they're not. Wait till they're broadside. And he takes his first shot, and he missed.
I did?
The bull that he hit him, and he just kind of stood there.
You see it coming out of me? Just let him sit there, he's gonna go down.
And he shoots again, hits him a little bit low and back. I'm like, he's still standing, put another one, and I distinctly remember hearing his gun go click. Well, he was out of ammo. And he's shaking. He's got 3 good hits. This bull's still not going down. The worst thing that could happen is this bull runs off. So I'm like, I give him my gun. I give him my 300 Win Mag. I'm like, all right, you need 1 good shot. And that last round from the 300 Win Mag put him down. Got him. Hit him again. Oh, he's laying down.
He's down.
Yeah, he's down. Unfortunately, it's not the way you want it to go, because you want to be able to do it in 1 shot, so the animal goes down quick and doesn't suffer. But he got his first bull elk, so I was pretty happy for him. And then we calmed down because we were both shaken. After 30 years of hunting, it all came to this moment. So, dude, first bull elk.
All right, I got one down, boys. Got one down. One, two, three, four, 5.
5x4.
Yeah, look at this.
He's got that weird brow tine.
They're peeling.
Super pumped for my dad. He finally got an elk. He took me hunting the first time when I was 14. I'll be 30 this next month, and I still haven't killed an elk. He's been hunting since he was 14. He's 53. This is his first elk, and it's not like we don't hunt hard. We hunted 2 weeks straight in bow season this year, and it just finally came together for him. Super happy for him, super pumped. Yep. All right. Well, congrats.
Yep, thanks. Finally got her done.
Yep.
We had to blow a shoulder off.
Got it all skinned up. But these are our kills. This is Chad's buck. So we got, there's my buck. Nice 4-point, real heavy. Dad's bull and Mika. And Chad's buck. He's a good buck too. So after a solid 9 or 10 days of hunting hard in the cold weather, my dad got his bull, I got my buck, my buddy shot a doe, a couple other guys in our group shot bucks. Probably one of the most successful years of hunting for us. It was absolutely amazing, and then the camaraderie we had at hunt camp, that's part of hunting, is just going out with the buddies and having a good time. Over at Elusive, we're trying to put out content that you guys like to watch, hunting and fishing, and also promote ethical sportsmanship. So if you guys like this type of content, we got more hunting videos coming your way. Don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe to the channel, and we'll see you on the next one.